On today's Poker Live podcast, we will be discussing the official launch of a new poker site. That's right. Finally, the time has come. Run It Once Poker is live, and we'll be talking all about that with Phil Galfond today. And no, American players are unfortunately not allowed on the site. Before everybody out there thinks about playing on there and getting excited, before I get your hopes up, no, you can't. But joining me today on the podcast is a young man. This guy, my God, this guy has been working at this now for years. He's been on the podcast approximately 65 times leading up to this, talking about all the different blog posts he's put out. He's written 75,000 words on his blog about updating the site, been very transparent about where he's coming from with the site, vision for the site, the team's vision for the site. The team has been working hard in Malta, and finally, yesterday, the site launched in beta mode. No, American players are still not allowed. Don't ask me again, please, for the love of God. But we're joined today. We're going to be talking all about the new features on the site, the rake on the site, the rewards on the site, the streamer program on the site, the rake back on the site, the challenges of the site. We're joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Phil Galfond. Phil, and new father, Mr. Phil Galfond. Perfect timing, a child, and a poker site. I don't know. We're going to find out which one he values more right now. Phil, how's it going, man? Welcome back to the podcast.
It's good. Thanks for having me back on. How's it going?
Phil, I told you brought me out of retirement. I wasn't going to do it. I had no podcast planned. I had no content planned. I haven't been on Twitter. I haven't been on YouTube. I went on YouTube. I saw my video from PCA had 225,000 views. I was like, that one did well. I haven't seen that yet. But you texted me. You said, bro, site's launching. We got to do a podcast. So I had to get on here, man. I had to get myself up to date on what exactly has been going on the site. And I just got to say, man, how you feeling, buddy? Finally. I mean, listen, this is years in the making. What's it feel like to have it finally here, officially live and launched and ready?
Honestly, it's surreal, not just in that, launching a poker site is surreal, but it's just like I haven't had a moment to stop and contemplate that question until now. Because it's just, I don't know. I was so busy before we launched, and it's just like we have to keep doing everything that we were doing, but now also we have users, and so yeah, it's been pretty crazy. I'm really excited to finally get the product in front of people, and it's been awesome. The community's been really cool.
Yeah, the support so far from what I've seen, very positive feedback from people. We got people out there, well-known pros out there, streaming the game, playing on the site, commenting on it, sort of spreading the word, sharing the word out there too. So I really like what I've seen so far from people out there in terms of the support. Also, you mentioned you came out with a mission, like I call it a mission statement, where you said, just put $10 on there. Just try it out. Put 10 on there. Play one hand. Just that'll help us. That'll support us too. And it does seem like that's been taking place so far. What's kind of been the feedback from the people in the community that you've known for a long time?
I mean, I would say it's gone about as well as I could have expected. Certainly, I mean, it's not 100% positive. It never is. On the negative side, though, like it's been things that we knew were wrong, which is what you want. You don't want to find out a lot of new things are wrong, or that people hate like something that you intended to be in the software. We know we still have some growing pains, and I mean, like all of the biggest complaints I predicted. So that's a positive. Obviously, you want zero complaints, and we want to fix those things, and we're working on it. But yeah, it's been really good. And the positive things, I mean, people have really enjoyed Splash the Pot, which is probably the main positive that people have liked. And the speed of the game, and they've been pretty happy about the game quality too so far. And really, everybody's been supportive. I've been trying, like I was saying, I've been really busy, but probably like 80% of it I've been trying to keep up with 2+2, Run It Once forum, Twitter, our Discord channel. I've been watching some streams, popping in there from time to time, only a couple times today so far. But so yeah, I've been talking to the people basically. And they've been really supportive, more than I expected, because I knew, like, we had talked about this, I think, privately, but like if I were waiting until it was absolutely perfect, like everything that I wanted, we'd be waiting another 3 years. But not 3 years, but that was hyperbole. But we'd be waiting a while, and so I wanted everything to be perfect. It's people are really enjoying it. So I'm very pleased with that. And yeah, I'm just really happy about the public's response. I'm really appreciative to them.
Well, technically, it did take 3 years, by the way. But you know, that's you, know, you said it would take 3. Well, it did take 3 years. You know, what I mean, let's. Yeah, man, I couldn't be more excited for you, man. I'm very happy for you. Congratulations. This is you know, this is something that we all joke around about, dream about, right? I mean, we say, why doesn't a poker player start a poker site? Why doesn't a poker player start a poker site? Doug Pohl, why don't you start a poker site? These guys, why don't you start a poker site? And now you've actually gone and started the damn poker site. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's
and also now I know why, but I also have done it. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
And I really, I mean, all I want for the first, you know, for the first while is to just like build a player base and keep them, you know, happy and enjoying the games, and get us to the point where we can make all the changes we want. We can implement the new ideas that we want to implement. And it seems like, I mean, it's been less than 2 days, but it feels like the response has been good enough that, you know, that's going to happen. And you know, yeah, I'm just really excited to put the continued improvements in front of everybody. Again, it's not going to be overnight, but I'm really excited about the site that we have right now and the one that we're working towards.
So Splash the Pot, this is a new feature on the site. Congratulations for coming up with an innovative feature that, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't seem like really sites out there come up with things like this or try things like this. And so Splash the Pot, basically how it works is that it's a randomly determined amount, and it randomly occurs where the actual site itself will splash the pot with 2 big blinds, 3 big blinds, 6, 7. It goes up to some absurd amount. What's the highest amount that can be splashed in this pot?
1,000 big blinds. So 10 buy-ins.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why are you putting 10 buy-ins in a pot? What are you talking about? Right. So wait a second. So let's say I'm playing 1-2, great game, pot them in Omaha. There's a chance, and I understand it's not a good chance, but there's a chance that you will just throw $2,000 into a random pot, and whoever wins the pot, that wins that extra $2,000 too.
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds a little out of line. So where was the inspiration and the idea, and sort of where did this desire to implement this feature into the site? Because we haven't seen this before. I mean, maybe we've seen it in like a live poker setting occasionally, stuff like that, but never in an online poker setting. So where was the inspiration for this idea?
You know, there are a lot of things that I really like about it, but the inspiration for it came, and the way that the idea developed was we just kept discussing, you know, the high volume players, the regular players love the rake back. They're very focused on what the price is. We felt like even if we went with no rake back and really low pricing, they would be happy with that. Like whatever we did, they'd figure it out and they'd be happy with it. And then the more casual players don't necessarily even know about, like, I mean, this is the old star system, but a lot of them wouldn't cash in their whatever stars coins or points or whatever they used to be. Because they just don't know about it, don't really care. And what we struggled with is we wanted to give those players rewards too, but it felt like wasteful to give them rewards that they're not even going to notice. Like, and so the idea came from, well, let's make sure that they notice. Let's show them their rewards. And then, yeah, this is one. I mean, we threw around a lot of ideas. This is one that came up. I mean, this one, I don't. This one wasn't mine, but I do get all the glory for.
Whose idea was it? Can we acknowledge a name here? What was this person?
It was Dan Quinn.
Shout out to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, congratulations, my friend. Way to get one of the best features of a poker site in recent memory onto the site. Nice job, man. That's I mean, it's a really cool idea. So basically the idea, and I remember I was reading the blog post that you wrote about this. You mentioned that a lot of rewards go wasted by a lot of players, and this is a way that is obvious to recreationals and to professionals, and also it makes the game just more fun. And even from a professional standpoint, we still want to have fun and have these kind of moments and these exciting things happen when we're grinding out there. So this is a way that rewards both players. And now with the rakeback being 51% instead of 50%, 51%, is this rakeback percentage, is this is worked into the idea of Splash the Pot, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it's all through Splash the Pot. So the way that it works, I get a lot of questions about this. It's actually pretty simple the way that it's calculated, which is you take the rake that's collected from the previous pot. So let's say we collect €2 from the previous pot. You take 51% of that, which is, I'm just going to say dollars. It's easier.
Let's make this simple. Let's say dollars.
$1.02. And then basically the algorithm basically spins a wheel and you get $1.02 of EV in the next pot. And sometimes it's going to be 0. Sometimes it's going to be 1,000 big blinds. Sometimes it's going to be 2, but it's all directly based on the previous hand. Yeah.
Right. So basically there are some players who might contribute a lot of rake, but it's 51%, but some players might get more than 51%. Some players might get less because if they don't win splash the pots or if they're not chosen for the splash the pot hands, then so the fluctuation in terms of it won't be something where players can expect, okay, if I put in this many hands, I'm going to make this amount of money from rake back. Is there a base rake back percentage for anyone, or is it all come from the splash the pot feature?
Well, there's the streamer rake back, which is separate. We can talk about that later, but basically, no, it's all splash the pot. There's no base rake back. I think a lot of people were worried that, like, what if I never win a splash pot? But for anybody who's played on the site for, a couple of hours, especially at lower stakes, you can see that it's pretty hard to never win a splash pot because they happen pretty frequently. As far as, a lot of people are worried. They're like, well, so you're saying I can get up to 51% rake back, but I have to win it to get it. And the reality is your expected value at your table, like we give back 51% as a whole. We give it back based on the play in the previous hand. So it's how, it's from your table. And yes, you could win fewer of them. Like a tighter player is going to win fewer of them than somebody else, but it's not really about how many splashed. So like the chips come down, they're gold chips. It's not really about how many gold chips you win. Because if you and I are playing heads up and like two chips get splashed in the pot and you shove 7-5 offsuit, like you're going to win more chips than me, more rake back than me. But I still want you doing that. Like I'm going to then pick up ace 7 suited and call you and stack you. So like, it's not about how many of the actual chips that you win. It basically just makes the game bigger on us. And then you play. So yeah, I don't think I just explained it very well because I've gone on a little sleep.
Listen, Phil, I can tell.
I'm usually pretty good at explaining things like that.
Yeah, if you guys couldn't tell, Phil's been working pretty hard lately. Guy's got a goddamn kid too. He just had a child. You know what I'm saying? He just had a child launch a poker site. I'm going to give him. It's okay, Phil. It's all right, buddy. Don't worry. It happens.
Yeah.
You've been working your ass off.
I think the easier way to think about it is, imagine that we are playing a heads up sit and go. We each bought in for $100 and then we just add like $50 to the prize pool. No, it didn't go directly to you or directly to me, but we just increased the stakes of what we're playing for at no cost to you. So it's basically that, but in cash games, we're posting the antes for you is what we're doing, and variable ante sizes. So it's money added to the prize pool, but prize pool of a cash game.
So I see an issue here, Phil. Big issue. How do we feel about rewarding short stackers? Because short stackers in this format are rewarded because now they can just put their 20, 30 big blind or 50. Actually, wait, that's not true because the min buying 100 big blinds. Wait a second. Yeah. We're still rewarding them a little bit, but okay, maybe not as much.
Yeah. Min buying's 100 big blinds and max buying's 100 big blinds. We are, you get an advantage if you stick around. Like if you leave the table, every time you double up and stuff like that, which we're trying to, we'll work on ways to prevent. But yeah, if you stick around and you have 400 big blinds, then you're at a slight splash disadvantage. If like a couple of you are deep and somebody's just has 90 big blinds or whatever. But given that we don't allow shorts, like we don't allow you to buy in for less than 100 big blinds, I don't think it's a very big deal. Regarding the bigger splashes, well, there are a couple of things I want to talk about. One, I actually want some opinions on both from you and from the viewers. But first, the bigger splashes, one thing people don't love about it is that it kind of forces you to gamble. Because if we drop 1,000 big blinds into the pot, you just have to play whatever you have, or you would think so. It seems to not always happen. But and we're working on some ways to potentially prevent that, like prevent you from, well, whatever. needing to gamble less when those huge splashes occur. But for right now, I actually, like, we've set the, configurations for all these. They're stake specific. So there's a different configuration for, 4NL and whatever, 50, what is there? 50 PLO. I forget which we're spreading. We've been staggering them, but there's a different configuration for each. And actually I went over all of the configurations, made some changes myself a couple of days ago. So like basically you input like all of the splash sizes that can occur and their probability based on, the split based on EV. And yeah, what I tried to do for now is make the kind of middling sizes of like, let's say 50 big blinds more rare, and kind of focus on the 10 and under and then the big ones, because I felt like as a player it'd be kind of annoying when, I mean, not annoying, but if I'm going to have to go all in with whatever I have, I'd rather it be for 500 extra big blinds than for 50. So I currently, that's the way we do it. Those are easy to change. And so I definitely welcome community feedback for like the sizes of splashes that, would you rather see half as many of the 10 big blind splashes and then more of those put into the 3 big blind splashes so it happens more often, things like that. Definitely open to feedback there, but did give it a lot of thought, certainly. And then the other thing actually is something that our friend Chris Kruk brought up on stream. He actually made his very first ever streaming.
I saw that, yeah.
And he felt like the splashes should not count towards the pot in PLO, because right now they do. So for example, if 6 big blinds are splashed, then you can open to 9.5 big blinds. He was thinking it'd be better if you could only open to 3.5, and then that money's kind of dead. And that's something actually I'd really like. I'm maybe even just open to a straight up community vote, but at least like to get people talking about and get some opinions. It's tough. It's tough without playing. It's kind of tough to know how it feels. Like for the huge splashes, I don't know, if 1,000 big blinds get splashed and you can open to 3.5x, it's a little weird, but kind of in a fun way.
Yeah, without playing, I'm not sure. I don't think I have. I mean, I guess I would. I listen to Chris when he has that suggestion, as he's been playing some hands and putting some volume on there too. But I don't know if No Limit, if you can go all in there, and that's the way you sort of compete for the splash the pot. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there would be more. I wouldn't say more gamble. There'd be more gamble if you just went all in pre-flop and everyone went all in pre-flop and that was the way you gambled. But at the same time, maybe there'd be more fun hands if at PLO it wasn't part of the pot and you could still open a 3.5, and then maybe someone 3-bets a little bit light, maybe a few people call a little bit light, kind of things like that. Maybe there's more room for play post flop that ends up being really fun hands, whereas instead of all in pre-flop sort of thing like that too. So I mean, I could see merit for both sides, and without really seeing it in action or playing a little bit myself, I don't necessarily have a strong opinion either way for it. But yeah, I'd be very curious people out there thinking. Maybe you can do like a little poll on Twitter, ask people maybe their opinion on it too. And obviously it helps when you do play the hand as well. I mean, there's obviously a lot of different things you can do with this, and it's an innovative idea that will, obviously you seem very open to tweaking the idea and trying different things out and kind of seeing what happens. And I think that's one of the cool things about it, is that you can edit it, or you can change it, or you can make it, if something's not working, you can take away the ability to go all in. I don't know what it would be. Maybe you can only bet 100 big blinds out of your stack, and that's the cap. I don't really know. I'm just throwing out a random idea, but it seems like you're very open to being flexible with the setup for this feature.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I'm open to a lot of things. What's nice about this feature, both in like the splash the pot configurations or changing the way that it counts, is that those are changes that are quicker to make than, say, like 100 big blind cap is probably a more complicated change that'll take more time. And I don't know, like some ideas are just too big, and like, I don't know. I get a lot of suggestions of the things that we know we need to do that we're working on that take some time. But I have fun with the ones that I know that we can make a quick change on.
Yeah, I mean, I take a look at a game like Fortnite, which I mentioned a bunch in the podcast. They're very flexible with their ideas. They implement new things. They take it away if the community doesn't like it. Sometimes, not all the time, for sure, not all the time. But they're editing things. They're making it better. They're tweaking. They're tweaking. They're buffing things. They're nerfing things, which means just making something stronger, making something weaker. If they notice the balance is off in the game. And obviously Fortnite's had a tremendous amount of success because of this and because a bunch of other different things too. So I don't think we've really seen a poker site like that. You know, in the past, maybe PokerStars was flexible if they would implement something and then they might change it or tweak it quickly. But that certainly isn't the case much anymore from them. So that'll be, I mean, what's kind of the next step for the site? Because now we have the site launch. I think what I saw, there was 2 cent, 4 cent, no limit, 25 cent, 50 cent, no limit, and then 50 cent dollar, no limit, I believe. Are there, what's the timetable for different stakes being implemented into the site?
It's really, that's another thing that we can turn on very quickly. We ended up spreading every stake that we intend to offer in the near term, but with gaps, like basically across PLO and NL. So we did 4 NL, 10 PLO. Wait, did I say that right? Yeah, 4 NL, 10 PLO, 20 NL, 50 PLO, 100 NL, 200 PLO, 500 NL, 1K PLO, 2K NL. So that's what we have right now. The high stakes games haven't run yet because it takes a while to get verified and deposit large amounts. But I'm hopeful that people will start playing those. I'd really like to see some 500 plus on stream, and review.
Listen, Phil, the regulars would also like to see someone stream that too. Don't worry. Listen, give me all the streams, baby. I mean, I think I'm going to take a little business outside the country. I'm going to stream some runatonce.eu. I'm going to get in the mix here a little bit. And listen, man, I want everybody, please stream your games. I'd like to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But okay, so let's talk about we talked about this in the past. Let's go to the rake first, then we'll talk about the streamer related bonuses here. So rake on the site, we saw the rake prices. It looks very comparable to the other poker sites at most of the stakes, correct?
Well, if you look at the base rake tables, and this is something we were a little afraid to do, but we thought was best for the games, it looks higher than most sites because we give 51% of it back. So when you look at, like, I don't have them in front of me. I mean, I basically remember them, but yeah, we'll usually be a little bit higher than if you look at like a stars or party table in terms of base rake. But then at like a stars or party, depending on the type of play, well, at stars, you're getting a very low rake back percentage. At party, it depends what kind of player you are. They obviously have some very high rake back for high volume players. But in almost all cases, you'll be paying less rake effectively at run at once. And usually, well, like, so the thing about effective rake is that a lot of it is based on estimates. It's not as simple as just like, oh, this is the percentage, you cut it in half because of 51, and that's what it is. It depends how the games play. And if you want to convert it to big blinds per 100, you have to build a model and things like that. So we have a model, but it's not something that we like publish and say we're 27% lower than stars at this stake because it's built on estimates. We don't know for sure, but it seems to be that yeah, for most of the smaller games, we're something like 25 to high 30s, maybe 40, low 40s, lower than stars and party, one of the two. At higher stakes games, party gets very close if you're like at like 40% rake back or higher. I think if you're at 60% rake back, you're gonna pay less rake on party at like 5, 10, 10, 20. At stars, we're a lot lower. Their high stakes games are raked a lot higher than parties. But other than those high stakes games at party, I think we're lower across the board, and only if you're a 50+% in the 50+% rake back tier. Based on our estimates, not guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the games I look at are the micro stakes games for Pot Limit Omaha. Of course, you know me, but I'm always looking out for that small micro stakes sort of community out there because I know how much rake those games are taking out from just things. I mean, I'm sure you've seen numbers and you see how much they're raking at 5 cent, 10 cent. And, we joke around. I mean, this is small stakes, micro stakes, like, who cares about these stakes? But to me, these are important because this is how players get comfortable with the game, get used to playing on the game, can potentially actually become winning players at these stakes and start moving their way up like that, like you could do back in the day. And I mean, I'm sure maybe this is still possible now and people still do this now, but those games rake so much money. So with this Splash the Pot, with that rake back feature, it does seem like players are going to be able to recoup a good amount of that rake they are paying at those micro stakes then.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, hold on, I'm trying to find. I don't know why I'm trying to find this on my phone instead of my computer next to me, but microstakes PLO is actually one of the areas that we think did the best at.
What are you looking at?
I'm
You
looking
want
at
to
our,
pull the charts, the estimates? Uh-oh. It's like being in one of those PokerStars boardroom meetings when they have the spreadsheets for all the data that support raising the rake and fucking over the regulars. I like this. This is nice. We're like behind the scenes right now. This is perfect.
I mean, I think at micro PLO, some people are going to be mad because I'm quoting estimates that, are based on estimates. Not people out there. I mean, people in my company are going to be like, Phil, those numbers are internal. We can't.
I saw the group photo the other day. Those people are going to be. They might be a little triggered for sure.
They're all going to be mad at me. Everybody's quitting. But it looks like I think our estimates show that we're like roughly 40% less than both Stars and Party. One a little less, one a little more. At like
so estimate 40% less rake at microstakes.
50 PLO and below. That's our estimates. There is an effect like what will probably happen is those estimates won't come out entirely accurate. We might be a little bit closer just because at micros, the pots get splashed a lot and that leads to bigger pots, which leads to higher rake. So it could be closer to like 30%. We won't really know until we get some more data.
So 30% to 40% less rake.
Our estimates show that it's about 40% less at microstakes PLO. That's before you factor in any kind of like average pot size being bigger due to splash the pot.
Okay.
Estimates.
I like it.
There's margin of error, and it's based on a model that's based on assumptions. So like, it could end up not being that, but that's our genuine best effort estimate internally that I'm not supposed to share. Are you going to get fired? Is someone going to fire you? Yeah. This is the end for me, Joe. Yeah, my dream of running.
Wouldn't that be something if they David Bazoff to you? And sure, if David Bazoff was indicted for insider trading, a little different scenario here. Phil just revealed a little secret about the estimate. Not quite the same thing, but can you imagine that you're David Bazoff, you acquire PokerStars, and then you're out of the company? Can you imagine, Phil? You start running once, and they're like, Dan Quinn, who came up with the splash pot idea, is like, Let's start a revolt here and get Phil out of the company now that it
think about it. Phil shared things we're not supposed to share. Dan came up with Splash the Pot. What do we need Phil for?
It's a good point, man. I don't know. I have really enjoyed the approach you're taking on social media. Hopping in some of those streams as well. You're sharing a lot of the streams that people are doing for the site on your Twitter page. I'm really enjoying that too. I think that's we don't see things like that happen very often. So I think that's a really cool thing. To have access to someone who is in charge of helping or making these decisions on a site where you can make a living on this site. I mean, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people out there who are going to be able to make a living, support themselves off of Run It Once Poker, and to be able to have access to the person and that person promoting these streamers out there, or this person listening to your ideas, or this person writing 2,000-word email responses to your bad beat stories, which I'm sure you're going to do at least one time. We know how you like to write long things. I think that's just a really cool thing, man. It's something we haven't really seen in poker. I mean, we got Phil Nagy out there at ACR, obviously. He's you can access him once in a while, but not quite the same thing as a Phil Galfond access.
Yeah, but people, so I've mentioned a few times on that if people are playing, you should.
I'm out of line. I'm sorry. I'm out of line, guys. It is what it is. I'm just out of line today. I'm sorry.
I've been in our Discord, which maybe only like a quarter of our players are in there, but like, yeah, we're all talking. They have access to me, to the staff. So I definitely recommend, if you're playing and not in there, just follow. There's a link, an invite link. If you go to the download.
Who's the Discord? Who's that? What's that mean?
Okay, so I actually haven't used Discord much before this, but Discord's like a big thing. It's you never use Discord?
I mean, I think I heard of it, but so it's like
like a Slack or
it's like Slack? A group chat with there's different sub. I actually don't know. I'm not sure. So wait, so if you play on Run It Once, you can go in there. What's the advantage for people to go into the Discord? Did Phil freeze? Phil might have froze. Come back, Phil. Come back. Phil
Trouble
froze.
people's feedback
Oh,
their
he's back.
streams. They have another private channel where they can talk to us and ask questions.
Okay, you just came back. So you said that they can ask questions in there, and also what else? What else is for it?
Yeah, ask questions, give feedback. They can report bugs if they need to. Streamers are in there posting their streams with everybody else in the Discord, grabbing some views. We have a private Discord, private channel for streamers with some staff in there to help them with any troubleshooting or just talk. And it's been a really cool, supportive community. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It keeps me really busy because you just get questions fired at you, and it's usually like the same 10 questions. But beyond that, it's really cool, and people are supportive and, you know, understanding of like, I don't know. They ask you the same question, you explain, and they're like, okay, cool. Thanks for making the site, Phil.
I think it makes sense to have something like this. It's a really cool thing because it's a way for people to communicate with other people. And we take for granted, like, we know a lot of people in poker, but not everybody out there knows a lot of people in poker. So if you can meet some other people through this Discord and both play on a site, talk strategy, talk those things like that, I just think that's a really cool thing to help build customers on the site, help build some customer loyalty on the site, help get people engaged with playing more on the site because they're part of this Discord and they're talking with other people and people are sharing things and people are asking questions. And I just think having that is a really good thing. I'd be curious to see what happens as the group continues to grow and then there's more questions and more people, and then your priorities sort of change from your own personal standpoint. But I imagine there'll be Run It Once employees that are still in there answering questions, helping people out, and getting in the mix there. Yeah,
I mean, right now I've been in there a lot. It's not gonna. I can't spend 8 hours a day in there every day forever, obviously. But one thing that's been, I mean, I'll always be popping in, and it's cool to talk to people in there. One thing that's been great is we've had some just users step up and start answering questions because they're more experienced. They know, yeah, they've seen the answers. Made a couple of them moderators, and they're kind of like lifesavers for us because our team, we're doing a lot of things, obviously, and we do have a couple people dedicated to that, a few people dedicated to that, but the mods are making our lives a lot easier. I love them.
Are they get paid? They get paid some money or something?
We just threw them a bonus. They weren't asking for money.
Well, people do these moderations for free now on Twitch. Like they think their job is to go moderate a Twitch chat, you know, and I mean, that's what they enjoy doing, you know. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
Come to Discord. Come to Run It Once Discord.
Listen, all you top Twitch moderators out there, come check out Phil Galfond's Run It Once Discord for sure, man. What's the deal with the sponsored player? Are we gonna have any? You know, there's been this big thing where PokerStars recently mutual cut ties with some guys like Jeff Gross or Jamie Staples. Are there going to be some guys maybe you bring on the team? Are there going to be some official people in that capacity at all? Or what's sort of the approach going to be when it comes to that? Are they coming to you? Is that why they're now at Stars? Are they coming to you, Phil? Is this an announcement you want to make?
No. I mean, I would love them to. I think actually we might have already reached out to both of them to see what they're up to. But what we have, so for our streamer program, which we could talk about next a little bit, we have 4 tiers. Basically, there's level 1, level 2, level 3, and then there's Team Run It Once. And so Team Run It Once is going to be, you can qualify for it. It's not easy based on the streamer program. So it's open to anybody if you have to get a lot of viewers and stream for a while. Or that's the category that will put some people in if we, you know, negotiate a deal between a person. And they can just be permanently in that category.
So can you explain that a little bit, how much people get in terms of rewards?
Well, it might be if we sign people that like to individual deals, it might be different than the base structure. But the way it works, the streamer program, the level 1, you get 50% net rake back or additional rake back. So what that means is you're getting 51 from Splash the Pot on average. So we take 49% of the rake that you pay and give you 50% of that directly into your account. So that's 24.5 for a total of 75.5. The next level is 75% and 100%. then 110%, and then there'll be some extra benefits to the top tier that we'll talk about later.
How much? 110% you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, you get 110% rake back into your account?
Yeah.
Plus the splash the pot?
No. Splash the pot's 51.
Okay.
So there's 49 remaining. So then you'd get 49 plus 4.9. So 53.9. Right.
So all you do is stream and you get, and all you do is streaming is obviously challenging, and you're streaming cash games. You're giving away a lot of things in that situation. But so if you stream a lot of your action, a lot of your hands, you're going to get a lot of your money back. So, if you're playing micro stakes, small stakes.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like there's a guy on Twitch. He's Alpha Lackey.
Okay.
ALPHA LACKEY. He's playing micro stakes. He's never streamed before, and he just popped into Discord. He applied to be a streamer. He popped into Discord, said, "Hey, I'm gonna do my first stream." Our team really enjoyed it. He's good. He's natural, and I tweeted it. And yesterday, he essentially has already qualified for 50%. So like a total of 75.5%. So the bottom tier is not hard to do. He got help because I tweeted his stream out, and he got more viewers that way. But yeah, basically in one day. When I say basically in one day, he's gotten enough. There are like 2 requirements or 3 main requirements. One is watch time, which is the number of viewers you have multiplied by the time they watched.
Okay.
And that's the one he's already cleared. So it's 200 hours only for the month to qualify. And he had at peak, he was at 60 some viewers, which means you only need 4 hours or less than 4 hours for that to hit. And he usually had 15 to 40. So I think he's already hit that requirement. The other 2 requirements are you need to stream 20 hours during the month with at least 1 run at once table showing, and 10 of those hours need to be only run at once tables. So he hasn't hit that 20 hours for the month yet because he's only streamed 8 hours, but he'll hit it easily, and he'll get 75.5% total rake back, if not more, if his channel grows. Maybe I think it's 88% that you can hit for the next tier, and then 100%.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a really, really cool feature to have on the site.
Yeah, I once again, not my idea, but I'm good at recognizing good ideas. No,
whose idea was this one? This was
Elias Gutierrez, Run Once Pro.
Oh, okay. So his idea was a streamer program.
Yeah, and he is a Team Rio streamer.
What does that mean?
He's the only person that we've signed to. Well, I guess technically we haven't yet, but he's going to do some streaming for us.
So he's not signed. So technically he's not the first because he's not signed.
That's fair to say.
Okay, just making sure.
It's he basically. But
so I'm checking on some of these. Go ahead, finish that thought actually first.
No. It was his idea. We actually came up with a different idea for on Twitch, a different promotion, and I asked him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, that's a cool idea." And then came back to me the next day and said, "Oh, I have a better," or he didn't say I have a better idea, but he did have a better idea. And he was just like, "What about this idea?" And yeah, it was better. And so yeah, I really like it because it is a lot of rake back to be giving, but these people are giving us something in return, and I think it's well deserved. And so I like that. In the past, initially we were just give equal rewards to all players through Splash the Pot. In the past, high volume players tended to get the most rewards. And I think that, given today's environment, it makes a lot more sense to give more value to the players who are streaming and spreading the word about your site. Those are the valuable players to a poker site. The most valuable, every player is valuable, of course. But I think that there was a post on 2+2 talking about how, he felt like our rake was higher than 2014 Poker Stars with their Supernova program and things like that. And if you look at Supernova Elite in 2014, then they would have gotten, this was years ago too, but they would have gotten a little bit more, but not more than streamers. And I feel like streamers is our kind of, rather than rewarding the people who play 2 million hands, Not that they don't get rewarded, they get 51%. The super rewards go to our streamers, which I think is the right place to put them.
I like it. I love it. I mean, that's a really great idea.
Thank you. Also not mine. I get all the
very great idea. Shout out to Elias. Great idea. I mean, listen, you're still the curator of ideas. You're like the aggregator of the great ideas.
All right. Yeah. No, some of the ideas are mine. But
I want to show a couple of videos real quick. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So let me see if I can do this real quick. I'm going to show you guys a couple of run at once. I actually don't know if I can do this on my computer here. My laptop right now, because my computer I think is going to break soon. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on a second, guys. I got some clips from Phil here that show a couple of the features on the site, including the splash pot, the dynamic avatars, and just the overall starting up on the poker site anyway. So let me see if I can make this work here. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah. I'm trying to show my whole screen.
I mean, honestly, those there's some clips I've seen on Reddit that I think are even just more exciting than our basic animations.
Oh, you mean that you sent me?
Yeah, I sent you one, and there's apparently a new one today. Right, there was that one yesterday. Poker News ended up tweeting it.
Yeah, that was one of the things. All right, let's share this real quick here. This might look a little chaotic though with this here. Okay, so here is the splash the pot, and here's how it works out. So it happens before the hand starts. So it'll put in the gold coins. It'll tell you how much it is. And then the hand starts off as regular, right?
Yep. One thing to point out, since we got people watching, is if you play out the rest of the video, they'll show it. You can hover over the gold amount to see how much was splashed. We have a lot of people wondering, the video doesn't show it. So if you hover over the gold 23, it'll show you that it's 3 plus 20. Not you, but yeah. If you hover there, it'll show you. So a lot of people have said in Discord, like, "Hey, if I don't pay attention when it gets splashed, I don't know how much was splashed." So that's how you do that.
Okay. So you can hover over that gold button. Okay, if you want to know how much is in the pot.
Yeah, it'll show you, 3 regular. And
bro, this site looks fucking pretty nice, man.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to.
I think one thing we've always done well at Run at Once, we've always We've always been a little slow on development, but we've got a really talented design team.
Yeah, that's true. Your guys' stuff always looks extremely beautiful. I'm very jealous. I don't know how to make things look that beautiful for sure. So let's show one more here. We have the dynamic avatars here setting here. So this is an animation right here. So what happens is that after you play hands,
yeah. After you play, it starts after 10 hands.
So after 10 hands, your avatar will move, and it'll. Oh my God, what is she doing? Why is she that angry, Phil? What's going on here? What does that mean?
She's loose aggressive.
What? Why is she so angry? Look what she did.
Well, this is.
What's she doing? What's going on here? Is that Sasha? What's happening here? Who is that? Who is that? That's got to be Sasha right there. Yeah. Okay, so that's the dynamic avatar. So basically, what happens is that as you play more hands, your avatar changes to yourself and other people, and it lets people know if you're loose passive, if you're some psycho aggro person like that, shout Sasha, or what's the kind of the thing behind that there?
Correct.
That lady looked tilted. You're telling me that lady was loose aggressive? She was furious.
She's loose aggressive. Well, there's not really a very obvious emotion to show for every type of player. And I think we have 7 types. We have a very tight, and then there's tight aggressive, tight. Oh, we call it. So there's tight aggressive, very tight aggressive, and loose. No, tight aggressive, loose aggressive, very loose aggressive, because we didn't want to just call one medium aggressive. So basically, and then same for passive. So there's 6 categories, and on the website you can see what stats are used to. It's all pre-flop stats to put people into categories, like what the criteria are.
Phil, I'd like to play something real quick. I just saw a clip, one more clip of the bomb pot. Okay, of the splash the pot. Okay, so somebody posted this in the chat, and I'd like to show this clip real quick, if we can. This looks like a very sick hand. It's from. Have you seen this clip yet?
No, I haven't seen this one.
All right, so old boy's playing 1-2 pop limit on the great game, and
I was watching this stream for a little bit. I missed this.
You were watching a Trent stream?
Yeah, Trent's he's mostly a chess streamer, and has
yeah. Okay, I know it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know him from a different name. I know his Twitter name, but so he's playing 1-2 PLO, and now he gets $2,000. What the hell? Why are you adding in $2,000 to the pot? What is going on here?
Oh wow.
Is that true? So the 2,000's added. If somebody folds, I am going to be fucking triggered. So wait, why can he go all in? Oh, he can go all in. Because
the pot is 2003.
I don't know if I like that. I don't know, man. What if it's like your last 140 on the site and like you got to put it in, you lose, you got no money left. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it's some added gamble.
Somebody folded.
They folded.
Stop it. Just don't fold. Look at him. He's like so pumped up. Oh my God, don't fold. No. It's so fast. Why is it? Oh my gosh. That flew.
Yeah, no, that's the thing we're fixing. The all-ins go too fast and showdowns go too fast.
What just happened? Okay, so we got it. So that's gonna be fixed right there.
Yep. Yeah.
Why did they give 2,000? Why did two people fold?
Well, did you see that there was another clip from, I think it was 50 PLO or 10 PLO or 10 PLO maybe, where it was 400 big blinds. This is the one I sent to you.
Yeah, I think you texted me about this one. I haven't really been on the computer since.
Right. Well, maybe somebody in the chat can find it for you. Poker News tweeted it yesterday, and it's I think it was a 400 big blind splash, so not 1,000, but 4 players folded. It was folded to the small blind.
What? Why?
I don't know.
So is that that's not what you want, right? You don't want that happening. I mean, it's funny to think about, but you probably want people to realize what's happening. So maybe that's something, a challenge for you.
They're not noticing. I think they might just be playing too many tables. Also, what might happen is the one big blind splash chips are solid gold, and then the ones that are 25 or 100 have like designs on them, like they're like gold and brown. I don't know, like those were gold and white, I think, and they might not realize that it was a bigger denomination chip.
What about like a splash like when there's a big one, like something with splash the pot comes on the screen, and maybe there's like a volcano that erupts or something like that. I don't know. Maybe something erupts at your face, like by the Bodog when the rain and the fire and the lightning come on there when you win a big pot.
Yeah, there's one animation that we had that would work for big splashes that we could do. But yeah, like anything else, like it sounds simple, but nothing's ever as simple as it sounds.
Listen, I don't think anything's simple anymore after seeing how long this damn thing took right here, man. But yeah, man, that looks awesome. I'm excited to see some of the clips out there. I think they're gonna make for some good highlight materials outside of just the normal aces versus kings, or someone gets it in bad and hits a river card and the guy celebrates. Now we have these splash the pot moments in time, and I think that's going to be a good marketing tool for people to become aware of the site, and maybe we'll see other sites adopt it too. I don't know. What do you think about that? Are you anticipating maybe other sites taking some of these ideas?
I think so. I mean, I think you saw like what happened with Zoom, what happened with Spin and Goes, just like everybody does it. And I do think it's a great idea. So I do expect that other people will do it. And no, I think it's really good for the games. It's good for poker.
Also, Andrew Holdroyd said, "Hey, Papi, ask him about table resizing." So right now you can't resize the tables. Very 2005 of Run It Once right now, I got to say. But what's up with what's a timetable on resizing the tables?
That's one of the bigger tasks. And that's one of the ones that we get all the time. Yeah. There are basically two. I would say two of the biggest issues. That is one, and there's one bug that is kind of frustrating, where if you time out, I guess I shouldn't be talking about bugs, whatever. But
there's a reason I didn't ask you about them earlier when you mentioned them. No. Okay.
But people are still loving the site, genuinely.
There's a reason I didn't follow up when you mentioned that earlier. Let's keep it on the positive today. We'll focus on the positive for this first conversation. The site's been launched for one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. We just launched. We're in beta. We're working on it. Table resizing is, basically that was the biggest decision that we faced was, do we wait for table resizing to launch? Because we know it's a really important feature, but it's also a very big, it's a big project development wise. So we ended up, like, the fact that we launched without it tells you that it's not a quick fix. We would have waited a couple weeks if we could have launched with resizable tables. So it's still, I don't really know a timeline. It's more than a couple weeks, certainly.
So couple things. So you mentioned you have the table resizing that you're working at. The slower, obviously this is beta mode, right? This is a first launch. There's going to be bugs. There's going to be issues. If you're playing on the site, report the issues, report the bugs. This is how things get fixed. Like it's day 2 now today. So of course there's going to be some things that come up expected. There's going to be some things that come up unexpected. That's just how things go, especially with something like this. So I think that's to be expected. And I don't think anyone out there is going to be too, maybe they'll be critical. Actually, we know people love being critical. So maybe not, but at the same time, I think people are going to be pretty understanding of exactly what's going on here.
And most people have been, and even the people that are like, I appreciate that a lot of people even are like, look, I'm not going to play till there's resizable tables, or not going to play again, but I really liked this, and this. I had fun playing, but it's just that I like to play on 3 sites and I can't tile these perfectly. So it's just not for me yet. And I respect that and appreciate that they talk about the positives too, because a lot of people can just, if there's one negative, focus on it a little bit. But yeah, there are a lot of issues we know about. I do want to encourage, you mentioned reporting bugs, which is great. There are a few ways to do it. But also check out, there's I don't have a link to it handy, or I can't tell them a link, but there's a help.runonce.eu and search for known issues. And there's a list of known issues, table resizing, a couple others that would save some of my staff a lot of time because we get asks every 2 minutes about those. It takes just a couple of minutes to read through, and it'll help you if you're going to play.
Yeah, I read that page. Definitely would advise people reading the, you have some sort of just updates on what's going on with the site, some of the issues that might be happening or something you might experience, and link to the Discord, I believe you said, is in there too. So yeah, I would definitely, is that link on the client? So if you're on the client, is there a link to this page that people can access?
Not on the client. You can, the help center is on the client. So if you go into the client and click, it's basically like the whole left side almost, under where it says PLO. Like it says no limit hold'em PLO, and then there's like an image, a design. If you click there, it takes you to the help center. And it also says like help center. But you click on that, it takes you to the help center. That's what you were asking, right? Yeah. Or were you asking about Discord?
No, I was asking about that. Is there a link to the Discord as well too in the client?
Not in the app. It's on the website. You could search for it, or it shows when you go to the download page. If you scroll down, there's a link to Discord. It takes you a couple pages deep before you find the invite. But it's in there, and then we send it in the email also. It'll be a part of the email you get once you sign up, I believe.
Cool.
That's your second email.
I like it, man. I like it. Let me give some shout outs. I haven't given some shout outs in a while here, Phil. I warmed my voice up. I got excited. I almost gave a shout out. I started coughing. Who we got out there in the chat, man? You got a shout out you want to give, Phil? You got something? Shout out to Farah Galfond. Big shout out to Farah. She wrote something very, very lovely on Twitter. I retweeted it if you want to check it out, or you can check out Farah's page on Twitter. She shared some very, very nice words. But any shout outs you want to give? What's going on?
Shout out to Farah. She's tweeted nice words and gave birth. So a lot of things to be thankful for. Really, everybody, the team, the poker community, everybody helping on Discord, moderators, streamers, especially. There are too many shout outs for today.
All right. Well, I'm going to give a couple.
Really supportive. Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to bring some energy to these shout outs. All right. I mean, listen, that was okay, but
you know me, Joey. When have I brought energy to a shout out?
in sometimes. Listen, you surprise me sometimes, some of the energy you bring to these shout outs. But all right, let me give my guy James Rosendahl a shout out. He ace king versus king 9. He took a beat at the win 5-10 table. Some guy made a play on him with the king 9, and unfortunately he lost the hand. It was not good. My man Harb's out there. Jimmy Rustler, new moderator of the team. Nice work, kid. Keep it up. Liking what I'm seeing. Put those soy boys in place, my friend. Let them know. Let them know you're the man. Who else we got out there? Miguel Oliveria, hi Papi. What's up, Papi? What's happening? Diva Jammy. What up, Diva Jammy? Vernon D-Backs, my young MB resident expert here. What's going on, Papi? Michael Acevedo. Who else? Please don't call me Quater. JR. What up, Papi? What's going on, man? Bingo 123. Hola, colamos la cara moracita. What's going on, brother? Welcome back, man. I don't. We might be doing some more videos and some more podcasts here coming up, guys. I'm not 100% positive. I do know that this was in my mind, a special occasion. I've been playing a lot of poker lately, but I think I am going to go out of the country because I really want to play at Run Once Poker. I really want to support the cause here. I want to get that 110% rake back from Run It Once because, listen, I'm going to hit whatever the requirements are in one day. I can hit these requirements in one day, right? Can I get like a special deal? Like what do I got to do here if I want to stream the great game of Pop I'm in Omaha on Run It Once Poker, Phil? What can we do here? Let's negotiate. 200%? What do you think?
We could, we'll talk.
Okay, you might give me 200%. Calm down. Okay, I'm just kidding about that. I don't need 200% a little out of line. I don't need 200%. James says, Joey, you can stay at my... Listen, he said I can stay at his place in Montreal. That might not be a bad idea, Phil. What if I found a random person and I said, hey, someone take me in for a few days. I go stay with you. We grind a lot on the site. We stream some poker. You get some rake back too. We put it on Instagram. I teach you how to play the great game of Pot in Omaha. You teach me whatever the hell it is that you do. Might not be a bad idea, Phil. What do you think about that? Dangerous? You wouldn't do that.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't do that personally.
Okay. I'm sorry. It sounded like a good idea in my mind. It's like sleeping on a guy's couch or maybe in his, it is what it is. Whatever, man. Let me get some questions, guys. You guys got questions for Phil? Please let me know. Orbital says you can stay in Berlin with me, Poppy. Get you near Toronto. Oh my God, I got a lot of offers here. Rosarita, thank you. Okay, perfect. You can live with me in my mom's basement. That sounds awesome, Jordan. I would appreciate that a lot. Thank you. One question we got earlier is Joey. I'm sure you have questions lined up for Phil, but can you please ask/clarify what devices/platforms Run It Once Poker will be available on? Will it be available as a mobile app, and if so, when?
Currently, it's available on Windows and Mac. PC and Mac. It will be on mobile, but I don't know when. That's another kind of. I mean, that's a similar size to table resizing in terms of like difficulty or time that it will take.
Okay, yeah, I think mobile, especially in 2019, very important, especially with all the other sites out there right now that you can play on mobile. And I mean, I don't necessarily enjoy going to the poker table for live poker and seeing people playing the mobile apps while they're playing live poker, but people do seem to enjoy that. So I think that's kind of I wouldn't say kind of necessity maybe, but it does seem like a necessity in 2019. Yeah,
a lot of people like keeping this conversation in mind. Imagine, 5 months ago, people are asking us, where's the site? A year ago, people are asking us, where's the site?
Yep.
And, a month ago, they're asking, where's the site? When's it coming out? And we had to keep making these decisions. What compromises do we make to get the site launched? And basically, when is it good enough that people will appreciate it, will enjoy playing on it, will come back, we won't lose them because we don't have everything. And that's, we made the decision at this point. We could have, waited another, whatever it is, 4 months and maybe had resizable tables and mobile. I don't know how many months exactly, but this is the compromise that we made. Trust me, I do want feedback from the community, but it gets frustrating sometimes because I get like so much of it and it's all stuff I know because like I'm very picky. Frustrating is the wrong word, but I'm very picky and I'm a poker player. So like I know everything that we want. People are like, poker players like resizable tables. I know. I like them too.
Oh, you know that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're
I didn't think you resized your tables ever. I don't know. You've been playing poker online since 2004 or 5 or 6, 3 or something like that. So I imagine you've never resized a table before.
Yeah, but yeah, it's never as easy as it sounds, and we're learning that. And
Do we got to make like a recruiting trip to India or something like that? We got to get more developers on the team, more design. What do we got to do here?
I mean,
Russia, where do we go?
We have jobs posted for developers. We're always looking. The thing is, you have to. What I've learned is just throwing like a bunch of developers at something doesn't always like you really need good developers, because when you get somebody who you just hire and bring in, like they can make things worse. So our team now does a very good job vetting and making sure that it's people who are, going to be quality developers and getting things done. But yeah, we've been hiring. We'll keep hiring if we. If everything goes well and the site's successful, it gives us more room to hire, and we'll hire faster and build faster. And that's actually like what I'm most passionate about when I look at. I mean, obviously, started a company. I want it to be successful. I'd like to be successful. But really, what drives me right now is getting to the product that I want to get to, and that's what the success translates to, is faster development and getting there faster.
I like it. I love it. I'm just excited. I don't know what to say. Jimmy brought in the chat. What other people do at the table bother you, Joey? Mind your own business and you'll be a happier camper. Listen, Jimmy, it's a great point you mentioned. I am imagining nothing ever bothers you, and I'm allowed to have an opinion. And if I don't want to see people playing on the mobile apps while they're at the poker table, playing one table of live poker, slowing down the fucking game, then I'm allowed to have that opinion, Jimmy. All right. Just as you are allowed to have that opinion, I shouldn't care. All right. Phil, have you wanted to reply to somebody like that recently at all? And some of the feedback and comments you're getting, have you freaked out? You had a moment where you just lost your mind in terms of responding to a comment or feedback?
No, I've gotten closer than I have before. I don't really lose my mind. I've gotten closer, just not because of the comments, because it's just been like so little sleep. So I wake up at today I woke up at 2, yesterday I woke up at 1 a.m. I watched the baby for a while because somebody has to do that. So like I'm waking up, Farrah goes to bed, I take a baby shift. But yeah, like, and then I have a site to run. So the sleep has gotten to me a little bit, but no, I haven't yelled at anybody.
A couple more questions here. Samo Herring. Hey, Big Poppy and Phil. Actually, it's capitalized Big Poppy. Hold on. Hey, Big Poppy and Phil. When will it be possible for players who are located in Denmark to play and run at once? Yeah, what's up with the countries that you can't play in right now? Is there any potential plans to expand into these other countries at all?
Yeah, there's a list on the site. Again, if you go to help.runonce.eu and search prohibited or restricted countries, you'll find it pretty quickly. I mean, look, we'd love to be everywhere. The biggest place, I mean, like US is the one we get asked every time I post anything. I'd love to be in the US, but that's, more of a long-term goal. Same with like Italy, Spain, France. It's a longer-term goal. The thing about entering those markets is not only do you need the money like to apply for the license, but you need to come in with like a really, really big marketing budget, because they're smaller markets. And so to get liquidity in those markets, you really need to like come in swinging, come in really strong. Some of the shared liquidity markets, it's basically to give a general response is when it becomes like, not necessarily plus EV, because we certainly take a neutral EV, but when it becomes viable financially to enter those markets, we will. Sweden is probably the first that we will apply for.
No. Let's keep those guys out of here. Come on. No. Do we really need Sweden? I don't think we do.
I mean, they're good, but they're not like solver good. They're just good naturally.
Bang. Listen, I'm not ready to make that. You're going to have some people angry at you now, Phil. You don't think Isildur is a solver player?
No, the Swedes are all naturally gifted, but I don't know.
Let's take a community vote. Do we really need Sweden, honestly?
All right, guys.
Do we really need Norway? Do we? Come on. Maybe a case-by-case basis, we let one of the Swedes or Norways in. They got to get approved or something like that, I feel like. Okay. We don't just want to let all the Swedes on there. I feel like a good priority is like Spain, France, Italy. Like maybe those should be the priority instead of...
Yeah, but they can't share liquidity. They have to play with themselves. It's the law.
God damn, man. Glory be to God, man. That's got to be quite a poker community over in Italy. I got to say, with some of those Italian players, they are aggressive. They are very aggressive. Yeah. So Australia, what about Australia? Is that potentially in the works?
I think Australia, I don't know where it's at on the list of like most viable next up, to be honest, but it's not being worked on in this very moment. But I would love to get it. I would love to get everybody back.
Please tell me Brazil's allowed on the site.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank God. Okay.
Almost definitely. Yeah.
We can't lose those Brazilians, Phil, for God's sakes. I like those guys. Shout out to Urubu. I like them a lot. All right, question I'm getting in the chat. Hey, Poppy, how about run it? What? How about RIU for tournaments? Okay, when are tournaments coming, Phil?
Tournaments are, I think I can pretty confidently say that sit and goes will come before multi-table tournaments. After resizable tables, after mobile, probably. But it's all, it depends. Like I said, if we're doing really well and can hire faster and build faster and maybe even have a separate team working on, one of those things, especially because like they can be working on MTTs that's not necessarily touching like the cash games at the same time, then maybe it can go faster. But it's they're all kind of big to-dos, certainly.
Another big to-do. Put it on the list.
Yep.
Another big project. All right, Ross Clark. Poppy, we got Zoom coming. What's up with Zoom? Is Zoom on the way? Another on the list?
It's lower on the list because I want to add tournaments before we add Zoom for a couple reasons. One, main reason is that we already have cash games people can play. I want to add Zoom one day, but it requires a couple of things. Like, well, yeah, first I want to add tournaments, and then second, we need the liquidity to split them across Zoom and non-Zoom.
Okay, that makes sense.
But so yeah, that's low on the list. Mixed games is also, we might be able. Mixed games might not be as large of a project as like MTTs, but more people play MTTs than mixed games, so it might go after that. But a lot of it's unknown, and we want it all. We want to add all of it.
Is it possible to run it twice and run it once?
No.
No plan to add it? You seem disgusted by this question.
Yeah, it's the name of the company.
You understand running it twice is a big part of poker, correct?
I do, yeah. No,
you played live poker, right? Yeah. Phil, can we talk? Hold on. Let's divert for a second. Can we talk about the process of running a twice at live poker? Sure. You understand how this works every goddamn time, Phil. Here's how it works, all right? I've been playing way too many hours now. I got all the I'm learning a lot about live poker. Yeah. This is what happens, Phil. Me and you get all in, right? I look at you. I'm like, once or twice. And you're like, up to you. What do you want to do? I'm like, I can go twice. And the guy's like, you want to go twice, two times? And you're like, yeah, we do twice. Yeah. And the guy's like, all right, twice. It's like this whole big procedure every single time. And these are people that run it twice always. Why are they making such a big production out of running it twice when people always run it twice? It happens every time. I've watched Sasha do this about 1,000 times. Every time. And she goes the once or twice. She's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to do once or twice? And then the guy's like, the guy just asked her what she wants to do. And the guy's like, we can go two. She's like, okay, we can go two. It's like, I just don't get what people are thinking about there.
I think that running it once is cooler. So they're trying to seem like, maybe I'll just go one time, maybe I don't care. Maybe I don't care about the money. Maybe I want to gamble.
So you think it's like an intimidation technique?
I don't even think it's intentional. I think it's like, because here's the thing. If you say to me, do you want to run once or twice? And I say, whatever you want, like whatever, whatever you want to do. Like that sounds like it's like, oh, I don't care. But realistically, it means twice because if I say whatever you want to do and you say once, like if you want to do once, we have to do once. And if I want to do once, we have to do once. So saying whatever you want to do is saying I'd like to go twice.
I randomly like throwing in just run it once, like because I just love doing it to people. Even if I lose, I don't care because they'll be used to running twice, and they're like, all right, what do you want to do? I'm like, once.
Yeah. It does catch people off guard.
I love it. People get upset too. It's hilarious. They're like, oh, you're running twice with him. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, first of all, I'm not, like sometimes I'm superstitious. Okay. Sometimes I feel once, sometimes I feel twice. There's no rhyme or reason behind what I do. And I think one of my big takeaways playing live poker, Phil, is I think I'm kind of an asshole to the nitty players. I really am. I think I might be bordering on mean sometimes with some of the sarcastic comments I make to some of these guys. And I don't know if that's good or bad because I mean, I don't like these guys. I don't know what to do. Like, am I supposed to just not like them silently, or am I supposed to not troll them? Or is it perfectly acceptable to troll the nitty players in the games?
I mean, it depends on your, what you believe is good or bad. For the games, it's maybe good. But then you have to decide, how you feel about it as a person.
I love it when these guys freak out though, like because they implode. Like when you start calling them nits and they're like, they get offended sometimes. Like I'm not a nit, and then they start opening up. And I mean, it's kind of I don't know. It's a few times lately. It's ended up being a shout. There's actually, I'm thinking of one person specifically. You know who you are, Mr. Sweden. But yeah, I feel like he took that as like a personal thing.
Swedish nit.
Well, I mean, maybe he wasn't a nit, but I called him a nit, and then like he went a little wild since after that point happened.
Okay, so that's why you don't want Swedes on the site, because of this one guy.
I'm over playing against people from Sweden. You know what I mean? I'm just done. Like I'm no interest. Those guys are too good. I like competition, but I don't want to play against Sweden. I don't think it's a hot take. I don't think this is a controversial statement. Plenty of other people out there feel the exact same way. We don't want to. Why do we want to play against Sweden? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't know. Let me find some more questions out here, guys. Phil, anything else? Any other talking points you have that you want to discuss at all?
I probably should have some. I mean, but no, I mean, like, yeah, we covered Splash the Pot. We covered streamer program. I guess I would say that, for people who want to support the site but can't play, one thing you can do is watch some of the people streaming the site. And it's good for, I mean, it's really good for them because they qualify for rakeback, quicker if they have supporters, but it also encourages, like, basically, like you said at the top, like I want to support them because they're supporting us. And so then you can support us by supporting them.
Okay. I will try to do that, but we'll see. Just random Gav, what's your goal in regards to market share versus percentage versus stars and party? Will you ever go public or plan to remain 100% private? Do you have a cybersecurity team?
We do have, yeah. I mean, like, okay, one at a time. Cybersecurity. I mean, I guess I don't know what qualifies as cybersecurity. We have our security tech team, and then like fraud and like fraud prevention detection team. So yes, I think that's what he means. Then I mean, we have, as far as market share, I don't know. My goals are really to build the site to the point where it's, the kind of final product, even though, it'll never be a final product, but that's really my main goal. And grabbing more players accomplishes that faster. Of course, I want it to grow and the company to grow, but there's not a target by any means. And we have no plans to go public, but who knows what the future may hold.
Simple enough. Okay. Hesh YH says, ask Phil if we should record the issues that we face or just send it to them by email.
Sending an email is good. There's a form on the website that you can put some bugs in. Also, as far as recording bugs does help, but it's a lot of work, both for you and then for the team when they review it. So I would say it'd be really helpful if you make sure you look at the known issues first, or like read Discord and see what people are reporting. And we say, great, thank you. We're aware of this. If it's something new, I guess what I would say is it's probably not worth your effort to record it. unless you report something to us and we say, oh, wow, could we get more details on this? And if you can potentially recreate it and record it at that point, because it's something we hadn't seen or something we've only seen rarely, then it would be really valuable. But I think for the most part, if you set out to record everything, and I think it's going to be more trouble than it's worth.
Quater says, will there ever be a spectator mode on Run It Once for Americans?
I think so.
Okay, I hope so. I hope we can watch at least the high stakes games on there.
Yeah, that's where high stakes, I guess I should say, I pretty much know. So yeah, but high stakes is going to be treated differently and is going to be, more for spectators.
Oh yeah, what's it going to be like?
You're gonna have to wait and see. That's the one I'm pretty excited about completing, and that may or may not come before Sit and Goes. I don't know. We'll see.
I vote for high stakes, obviously, but that's just me. So, Michael Burke, home games or anything for U.S. players to play versus friends?
We don't have plans for that right now. It's not that it's, really, it's just right now there are so many things to do that adding that is not a focus. Not only because, not only because like it doesn't bring in more players into the real money games. I mean, it does, I guess it can, but not from the US certainly. But because it takes a lot of time, resources, server load, things like that. We have to keep an eye on those games. And it's just, it's something that I'd want to do eventually, but if you haven't noticed, I'm being very honest. It's towards the bottom of the list that we've talked about.
Evan says, I'm liking these questions. Rapid fire. I'm liking this a lot. Evan, are you planning on launching a Twitch account and potentially hosting players that plan it, or hosting the high stakes games and paying someone like Joey to commentate it? Oh my God, I don't know where where your head's at there, Evan. I do like to do commentary on some of these high stakes games, like on Party Poker, when they have the Stricket game, and I do some commentary on that. People seem to really enjoy the commentary I do for the high stakes online game. So when those start up, Phil, I'm ready.
Yeah, no, I'd love to do that. Yeah, we have a Twitch account. We haven't started doing anything with it yet, but we plan to. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone says set up a Twitch account for the high stakes table so that when the high stakes tables run, it automatically streams on Twitch full time.
Yeah, we may do that.
I like it. Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. Hold on a second. This is a very relevant question to me. Any affiliate programs? What's up with Big Poppy? When can Big Poppy get a link, get a code?
Not yet. We're working on it. It's
When did Big Poppy get a code, Phil? I need a link. Check out that link in the description. There
will be a referral program. I don't know if it's not a couple of weeks away. Maybe a couple of months, but I don't know for sure. You know what? It could be less than a couple months, but I really don't know.
Let me know.
Yeah. You'll be
affiliate Poppy's here, ready to collect, ready to send over some players to the site. Even though either way, it's okay. I don't know. I'm okay either way. But Artem says, Joe, commentary stream is an incredible idea. I agree. Every time I've done commentary since like 2014, when the Yarny was doing this prop bet, everyone loves the high stakes streams I do when I do commentary, and no one loves calling the Great Game Pop in Omaha quite like I do. So that'd be pretty exciting if we could see some high stuff. I'm already hired. Look, Phil basically said, you want a job? What do you want to do? Yeah. You're just waiting for me to pick a job, I think, at this point in time. So it's, I don't know. I don't know. Could be. We'll see what happens, man. Jarvie Ray. Ooh, is it just me, or does he seem too calm and collective? Phil, do you feel like you're too calm and collective right now? I think you're just tired personally, but
no, I wouldn't describe myself as calm right now, but I guess my scale, I'm a pretty calm person in general. And I've, been toughened up by years of nosebleed PLO underrolled. So, I'm used to some stress. It's definitely a high pressure situation and there's a lot to do. And yeah, like Joey said, I'm more tired than anything else, but no, I'm doing all right.
Yeah. Very, very high pressured indeed. Only the entire poker community counting on you. No, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
a big deal. It is what it is. Only everybody out there.
And a baby.
Oh my God, let's talk about that. All right, so we got the child. What's up with this child, Phil? Give me what's been the biggest takeaway from being a parent so far? How old is the kid, by the way, right now?
He's 5 weeks.
Holy crap. Okay. 5 weeks old. What's his name?
Spencer.
Spencer. Okay. Spencer, middle name?
Keith.
Keith. Spencer Keith Galfond.
Last name Galfond.
Wait, what? Spencer Keith?
Yeah, it's family.
Okay.
Name. Well, Ferris family name.
Someone said, what is this comment? Someone said, I look like I'm going through chemo. What are you talking about? Hair? What are you talking about right now? Not really, not yet. Okay, so Spencer Keith Galfond, 5 weeks old. What's been some of the biggest takeaways from being a parent and also trying to start a business and also trying to do everything else you like to do?
I mean, it's the beginning is tough. I mean, he's really cute and it's amazing, but I think like I keep hearing things after 3 months get a lot easier. What's tough at the beginning is he doesn't really like just sleep at night. So what a lot of people do, I mean, this isn't interesting to the streamers, but anyways, what a lot of people say is like, hey, sleep when he sleeps, because he sleeps like 2/3 of the day, but in short chunks. Sleep when he sleeps, and then you're up when he wakes up. But that's horrible because you're trying to sleep and you have to rush to try to sleep before he wakes up in an hour and a half. And then he makes a noise and you're like, oh shit, is he up? And then he makes another noise and so you don't really sleep. So what we ended up doing was taking 12-hour shifts.
What? Okay.
So I would take the night shift. But then you can get a full night of sleep. And not everybody has this luxury because people have, jobs and stuff. But
bang.
I would take day shift. I would, for a while, I would wake up at 8 p.m. and go to bed at 8 a.m. And just, so that way, you can get well, I wouldn't sleep 12 hours, but you know what I mean? My shift would be 8 to 8. But yeah, that worked pretty well for us. And then last week we hired a nanny so I could run a company, which is helping a lot. So I still wake up like early and take a shift and then hand them
take a shift. It's like a job. You'll clock in and go, all right, gotta go check in for my 12-hour shift.
Anyway, it's awesome. It is.
So you got a nanny too, right?
Yeah, just started.
Be careful. Those nannies, man. They brought down empires over the years, Poppy. You know how those nannies are. So are you, when you're working, is the baby like on you, or is he sitting on your lap while you're doing things? Like what's going on with that?
Yeah, in the morning. I mean, we've been having trouble getting him to sleep for a long time unless he's on us. So like he will sleep for a little bit on his own, but like he really likes being held. So and I think we have to do less of that once he gets a little bit older, like train him not to, but for now I don't think it matters. So yeah, I'll be like holding him and doing work, usually like sitting on the couch, him sleeping like this. I have my laptop on a pillow here and I'm typing, or Bluetooth on a call.
Can you make a photo or video of this? And I would just like to see it personally for myself, but I think other people might enjoy that too. Like the life of a poker entrepreneur, and then the child's like on you. I mean, I don't know. It seems like a fun photo right there. I like that.
All right.
That'd be nice. Do you think that? Never mind. I'm just not going to ask that question. I was going to say, do you think all these long poker sessions you put in trained you to be a father because you've played infinite number of 12-hour sessions, I'm sure, in your career, and now you have a never-ending 12-hour session you need to play each day with your child? So I would imagine there's some crossover in that. It's a similar kind of challenge.
I mean, what it prepared me more for is just like changing my sleep schedule is not too hard for me. So like I said, I took the night shift 8 to 8. That was not that difficult to switch. And then now we launched yesterday at, I forget, it must have been like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. I don't remember, maybe later. But I woke up at 1 so that we could, get ready for launch. So yeah, I'm pretty good at adjusting my sleep schedule. Helps for that.
I thought about that too. I think I'd be a good father for a number of different reasons. First reason being that I'm very flexible with my sleep schedule, in that I have literally gone to sleep at every hour of the day and woken up at every hour of the day in my entire life now. Yeah. So if I have a child who for some reason just doesn't want to sleep, and is a brat, which I'm sure that's going to happen to me because I deserve that for sure, for the kind of hell I put my mother through when I was a child. I do not know what's going to be happening to me, Phil, when I have a kid, but it's going to be pretty intense. I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I mean, as you might imagine, from knowing me a little bit, I was a very easy kid. I made it very easy on my parents. So I'm hopeful that that Spencer takes after his father. Actually, I think Farrah was too. So just takes after either of us. Takes it easy on us, but we'll see.
Has Spencer played a hand of poker yet?
No, I don't even think we haven't. He hasn't held a poker like a card. We need to like, yeah.
You know how we hear those stories? Yeah, hear the stories. The savant Luka Doncic, he's got a ball in his hand when he's won. Patrick Mahomes, he's at the baseball field with his father when he's won. I feel like Spencer here, maybe get a card in his hand, get him a chip, maybe get him an online session, something like that. Get him playing with one of the poker trainer sites or something like that, and maybe getting him started now.
I mean, he watches Run It Once videos. He listens to Run It Once videos. So.
Does he fall asleep to your voice too? Is that what he's been doing?
No, Farrah doesn't watch my videos because she watches NL videos. But she's been watching some videos and he's been listening. Is
Farrah going to start playing some more poker, or has she been playing a little bit lately at all?
I think she wants to get back to it in a couple weeks. She's it's a bit of recovery at first, and then she's almost ready, I think.
Are you going to move to Malta too as well? Because you're in Vegas right now still.
No, I mean I've taken many trips there. I've spent some time there. I don't think we'll make the move, but I'll definitely keep taking trips.
JD, ask Phil what was more exciting, the birth of his child or stacking Phil Ivey for 500,000?
Did I stack Phil Ivey for 500,000? I don't remember.
According to JD, you did. I'm sure I feel like that's a memorable thing you'd remember if you stacked Phil Ivey for 500,000.
Stacking me the first hand I ever played. Second hand I ever played of 300, 600. Set over setting me on full tilt. But I don't remember stacking him for I don't remember it, so it has to be, I guess, my kid.
So your kid, okay. Is there anything that takes precedence over your child?
No. What does that mean?
Is there anything that you've done that is a better memory? The answer is no, by the way, but it's just I'm asking it as like a.
Oh, I thought the question was like, do you ever do anything instead of take care of your child?
No, was anything more exciting for you than the birth of your child?
No, honestly, no. It was
the first day you won or lost $1 million. You sure?
I mean, if anything is very close, it was yesterday. Honestly, yesterday was really surreal as well. Yesterday might have been like more. I mean, I can't say that. So, yeah, yesterday was second.
Second, perfect. That's what we're looking for here, Phil. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The poker site's pretty crazy, man. Yeah. I don't know. So where do we go from here, man? What's the plan coming up here this month? Obviously, this is a venture that does not sleep. Every day, there's something new. Every hour, there's something that could be done. There is an infinite number of options. There's an infinite number of things to work at. There's going to be continuous feedback, positive and negative, from the community out there. What's the plan for February coming up for you?
I mean, I need to figure out, I'm not using my time very well because my focus is so split. I'm like, I have Discord open. I see a message there. I respond to it. I have 2+2 open. I'm trying to respond to comments. I have Twitter open. I'm trying to respond to questions. I have the stream open. I'm watching it. And then, like get a message about whatever happening at the company, and I have to go deal with that. I'm talking to them the whole day. So I'm not a good multitasker, and I need to stop multitasking. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. But I'm just becoming less efficient because I'm trying to do too much. So I need to figure that out. I mean, I need to figure that out. But I mean, it's going to be all poker site work is what it's going to be in some form or another. I do think it's really important, though, that like with the Discord and 2+2 and Twitter and all that, and the streams, there are like, that's one of the things that nobody else in the company can do for me. Like there are other things like that, we have a lot of qualified people in their roles that can do things, and like I can come and help. But realistically, this like the being engaged with the community, especially like, talking to the streamers and talking to people, like they would rather hear from me. So I'm trying to do as much of that as I can. I'm definitely getting burnt out on that, and I need to cut back a little bit. But yeah, I think that's the right place for me to focus. Of course, still being a part of any kind of big discussions that go on. in the company.
I'm gonna write something down about that particular idea. I mean, I think that's something that a lot of poker players, like myself included, could do, is support the people that are streaming on Run It Once, whether that's promoting their stream or whether that is going into their chat, commenting a little bit, or if there's a good clip, maybe posting it on my social media as well too, or something like that. So kind of just thinking about that from a personal way, how I could potentially help out in that area. I think that's something that I could do, and other people out there could do too, is if you see a good moment or a fun moment, or you see a stream that you enjoy, feel free to share that stream out there for people and support them too, that are supporting the site.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I, two of the features of the site that I am most excited about, the streamer program and Splash the Pot. They work really well together because we get those moments like the one you showed earlier on stream. And so, yeah, I think those work well together. And yeah, your support will be appreciated, Joey.
I'll give my support, Phil. You got it. All right. It is what you got it. You got my support for this one for sure. I'm gonna come back and just maybe do some more content now too. I would say I'm excited, but I guess I'm not that excited. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
What have you been up to, Joey? Why no content?
Well, I went to the Bahamas. Poker Stars. I was down there with Poker Star. Talk with Poker Stars a lot. Talk with the community. And I think one of my biggest takeaways was just like the interactions I had with people in the community, whether it's players or workers or media or fans or anything like that. It was just such a draining experience in terms of the conversations and the repetitiveness of it all. And I know that's sort of how part of things go, but I was sitting down there and I was like, man, my times I enjoyed the most were when I was by myself, just exploring the Bahamas and exploring the beaches, walking around, and all those other times when it's just like nonstop interaction. I just didn't really enjoy it that much. And I go, well, I mean, if I continue on this path, those are only going to get more and more. And those, I sort of have to do that. And I think it's because a lot of times in every interaction I have, I always want to be on. I don't want to say anything dumb. People judge you so much for these things that you say during a minute and a half or 3 minute sort of thing like that. And everyone has their own opinion of you because you give them 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. And I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy that too much. So I was sitting on there. I'm like, man, I just don't want to do anything anymore. So that's sort of what happened. And that's why I've been these past few weeks, basically, since I've been back. I've been playing a lot of poker, hanging out with people, and reading a lot, studying a lot. But
maybe was that Poker Stars' plan?
Maybe. Do you think it was?
I don't know. They stopped you from making content until now.
I gotta say, they were really nice to me. Not a surprise, but they were extremely nice to me. They helped me do a live podcast down there. I understand that they've done some fucked up things in the past too, but they were nice to me too. And
no, I mean, the thing is, like, whatever you think about decisions that have been made at the company, it's not like it's usually a decision of one or two people, and everybody has no choice. It doesn't mean that it's a bunch of bad people, or
right.
That they even agree. It's just like, okay, that's the new rule, and they can still do their jobs well and treat people well. So yeah, it's not surprising at all.
Yeah, someone said, of course they were nice to you. Well, I mean, of course they're going to be nice to me. Why wouldn't they be fucking nice to me? It makes sense. I definitely agree. Someone also asked me, I was going to do an investigative video, guys, but and this is actually something else, Phil, why I haven't been doing content. I'm just not sure I want to be speaking out on a lot of these things that's going on in poker. I mean, it's fun to do, but it's so much fucking drama. Even when it's like a positive thing, or it's just, Negreanu's saying this, like, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's
yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's fun to do sometimes, and like it makes for entertaining content, but I don't really want to hammer home all the dramatic moments that happen in poker. And
honestly, Joey, I mean, I feel like the way that I've always been about playing poker is sometimes I'm like not in the mood, and I've noticed whenever I force myself to play when I don't feel like it, it's pretty disastrous. And then sometimes I really want to play, and then I play a lot. And luckily, I've wanted to play enough that I basically just play when I want to. And I feel like you're just burnt out on it right now, and you're going to do your best content when you're excited about it, and you'll get excited about it again. And so yeah, I think you should just relax if you're not feeling it.
That's definitely true. And why I didn't make the investigative video is this I mean, say ruin the guy's career in a lot of ways, but it's something that never goes away, basically. So, I feel like it's a responsibility in some ways where if you make a video about something that happens, like this is going to follow that person forever. So I'm just not sure I want to do that. I don't know, man. Like I see what happened with some of the videos I did in the past, and they're definitely doing a service like the Armenian Mike Angle and things like that. But like that guy's known as that forever, man. Like he and I understand he did that, and we could say maybe it's justified, but I certainly aided that process. I did a video, it has 300,000 views or something like that. So the video I'm going to make is going to have a lot of views too. So I'm like, oh my God, do I really want to get there like that? You know what I mean? That's sort of the question I've been asking myself, is if I really want to be the person to do that. And I can't say that I do when it comes to this particular subject.
It's the genius marketing for that video. If it ever comes out, you're making people want to
listen. I'm telling you, they're going to watch. I'll tell you when we wrap this up, but they're going to watch. I'm telling you, right? It's like, it's a huge name and an instant everybody loves to talk about. So it's like, I don't know. I got to teach you guys. I'm sorry. It's not about Eli Lesra. I do not know about Eli Lesra, what's going on with that story or anything like that. I have not kept up with that. So I cannot speak on what's happening with Eli Lesra and that story. But that's what I'm saying, Phil. It's like another dramatic moment, another negative thing, another, I don't know.
Yeah. No, the negativity it's not fun.
Yeah, it's not Eli Lesra, I promise. I think Doug already spoke about him in some context and stuff like that. So yeah. Any content coming up here for you, Phil?
Me, no. I mean, the Run It Once YouTube channel keeps on going. We shot a lot of footage this summer and have started to shoot some more footage. But I personally, I should do something, but yeah, I'm doing enough right now.
Yeah, you are. You're doing a lot, buddy, man. Here, I'll let you get after it, man. Phil, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I look forward to what's going to happen. Obviously, you got a lot of challenges up here. You ever need my help, you always know where I am. Let me know. Yeah. Any context at all, I'm always down to assist the cause here. Guys in the chat, if you watch this, much love. If you commented, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I see a lot of people in here that have been in here for years commenting here. Please go sign up for Run It Once, poker.eu. Check it out. Put $5 on there, $10 on there. Put something on there. Play a hand. Investigate a little bit. See what you think. Support the people out there that are also streaming, and support the project in general, because this is something that the community has been asking for many, many years. And let's try to give this a real shot to be successful. And yeah, man, we got to support one of our own when it comes to something like this. So that is what I will ask of you guys out there that are in my chat right now.
Thank you, Joey.
Ba-bam.
See, community is awesome.
I agree. That's why I still like doing poker stuff. The community is pretty fun. They say, why you like doing, like Doug sometimes, why you like doing so much poker stuff? I go, well, the community is pretty fun, man. Like it's if you leave poker, what community are you a part of in a lot of ways? Yeah. You kind of end up in no community.
Yeah.
So unless you got a business where you have your own business community, you have your workers and stuff like that. So, all right, guys, that's it. Harbs, Jimmy Rustler, thanks a lot, guys, out there for putting in the hard work and the moderation right now. I appreciate it a lot. Simon B, Glory Van RTS, BDB 1989, the great game. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you tuning in from the beginning. Artemo, Elliot Cloy, Orbital, as always, Orbital. I appreciate all the comments out there. Ross Clark, too, my friend. That's it, man. Let's wrap it up. Much love, guys. Take care. Peace out. Adios.